Hello friends, it's been a little over a year since I started seriously making content for my YouTube channel. I've had successes like my worm video and spectacular failures like my sparrowhawk one, which had a real sparrowhawk in it that nobody watched. But recently what's turned out to be the most popular are my Stories for Children series, where I read kids' books. This got me thinking about books and why books are so important even in this fast-paced, information-packed age. We need books more than ever. Books and reading are two separate things. We can read on the internet and we can read on a Kindle. Reading is a skill we should all acquire and cherish, and you don't need an actual book in order to read. Reading improves concentration, increases comprehension, vocabulary and knowledge. Reading benefits our physical and mental health. It can relax us, reduce stress, improve our focus and attention span, relieve anxiety and depression. But that does not explain why we need books. And this is why I've made this little film, to explain why actual books are so critical in spite of all we can get off the internet. Books are different to Kindles, phones, vinyl, CD, tapes, memory sticks, or the cloud, because you don't need electricity to access their information. When the power goes down, the batteries lose their charge, or technology is upgraded, your current storage system is obsolete. A book remains. I have pictures of my children when they were little because I took actual photographs and made them into books. I can't see pictures of them as teenagers because I can't plug memory sticks into my new laptop, and I won't pay a monthly I won't pay a monthly subscription for the cloud. Books are concrete objects. They occupy actual space and time. They can be picked up and held. They have textures and smells. They engage the senses. Even witches and wizards need books. How would Harry Potter have worked as a story if they hadn't spent hours in the library learning things from books? You obviously can't Google all the most powerful spells. They have to be written down and held safe within pages. But that's still not the best reason why books are essential to our future existence. Books are bona fide. They have authority. Allow me to explain. In order to have your work as a writer published as a book, it has to be selected and graded by experts. Factual books are checked for their accuracy prior to publication. The author, editor, researcher and publishers are putting their reputations on the line. They will not publish a factual book without first making sure what the book is about and is it as true as possible, and also that it must have an identifiable audience. In other words, there must be a sound audience, a purpose and a reason to publish. Otherwise, they'll look like fools and also not make any money. Published works of fiction are also subject to rigorous peer reviews. Even J.K. Rowling had to really struggle to get her work accepted. A publisher is not going to print a story that doesn't make sense, is boring or does not engage the reader, no matter how old they are. Which leads me to the fifth reason why books are important. Find the nearest book to you and open it at any page. Look at it, bookmark it. Then tomorrow, open it at the exact same page, and what do you see? Exactly the same thing you saw yesterday. Only you are a day older and wiser. This is because books don't change. You change. And that is the single most important unalienable fact about books, good or bad. They don't change. They capture a time, a moment, and it remains that way forever. Books are an historical account of the way life was like at that time. I will be reading vintage books and stories, and you will see how different the language and ideas are in those books from the past. With the benefit of hindsight, we might not like the way the past used to be, and we might try and change the past, to gloss over it, evolve. But whilsoever there is a book in existence that records the way things used to be, it happened and it was real. It's no accident that evil powers try to burn books, because books are powerful objects. The internet and technology is not like that. When faced with something distasteful, unfashionable, out of date, the internet erases it and moves on. So in this way, the internet has skillfully created a factual history that never really... This was what I discovered when I accidentally started reading children's books for my YouTube channel. My first book was Fidgety Fish, which was a skillful mix of storytelling and film, using a story box I'd created as a project for my kids when they were little. It outstripped all my previous films in terms of views, so I decided to make another retelling story film. The Tiger Who Came to Tea was next. I personally don't even like the story, but it was a popular title, and reading it again as an adult, it meant something entirely different to me. I now know the context and history behind it. I don't care what Wikipedia has to say about it. It's a story written by a Jewish lady, clearly terrified of a power that can simply enter her home, take everything, without word, without explanation, just because it can. The tiger story did even better than my fish one, so I quickly decided to add another, lesser known but very good story. Slow Loris. This did not go down well with the YouTube algorithm, and my ratings began to fall. I could only surmise that people prefer the familiar. They want what they already know, which is probably why my version of the Gruffalo did so well. Gruffalo is a completely made-up word by Julia Donaldson, but it's in the public domain. It appears on Google searches and has become my most popular video to date because of this. This is a mixed blessing, as I wanted to build my channel, which requires me to make films that can be searched for using the YouTube algorithm, but I wanted to make interesting films and read less well-known books. I want to champion the great writers and illustrators out there. But people don't subscribe to my channel for watching those films. They find me by the popular titles. So now I have stopped trying to second guess the YouTube algorithm, and I just make my films and let the viewers decide. I should apologise, by the way, for the parrot noises in the background. Whenever we talk, he likes to join in, so it's all part of the big group discussion. If you found this video via my reading of a Peppa Pig story, you might want to check out my Beatrix Potter or Enid Blyton stories. If you found me from Julia Donaldson, you may be interested in Slow Loris or a book by Jill Murphy. In the space of a year, my channel is evolving. I make films about nature, I do reviews about things and places and stuff that interests me, but alongside those films I read stories for kids and present books. I present books that are popular in the hopes that by subscribing to my channel I can help you discover books, knowledge, stories, authors and illustrators that will intrigue you and encourage you to discover more. You need books in your life because books don't change. They change you. Books are important. Your phone may update overnight and be all shiny and new when you wake up the following morning, but a book's information doesn't change. Maybe over time our perceptions of what the book contains may change, but that means we have been given the choice as to whether we accept the change or not. If I read a book in 1970, do I feel the same or differently if I read it again in 2020? On the other hand, before I have a chance to decide, the internet will change my thoughts and perspectives according to what is popular at the time. I can read something on the internet today and then overnight the information or details might be changed. Film and video can be edited, altered and rearranged. So friends, thank you so much for engaging with this little film. Please like and subscribe to the Lovely Place channel so I can give up my day job and have more time to make better films for you. Bye for now.